If your content has low engagement, then the fastest and easiest fix that you can do right now is to start speaking in the right color. Now, I know that sounds super weird, but let me explain. If you speak to a 3-year-old in adult language, you're gonna get very little engagement from that 3-year-old. If you go to a club and try to pick up a girl and speak to her as if you're speaking to your bros, you're gonna get very little engagement from that girl. Now, there's a hidden color code which defines all human decisions that we make. And once you see this, you cannot unsee it because it supersedes every communication level that you've learned of in the past. Now, you may have heard of this as spirodynamics. We call it colors of influence. And to go into this in much more depth that it deserves, my business partner, Tony Kaye, is the absolute master at this, because once you understand this, you can speak directly to the core values and behaviors and what people perceive and speaking directly to them. And so you'll get way more engagement from your ideal clients. So this is a book launch that I co-hosted with my business partner. Don't worry, there's nothing to sell you. Leave your credit cards at home. You don't have to buy anything. This is the replay of the book launch. You'll see in this replay here that every single person in the room, the penny just dropped for them. So watch it, take note, pay attention, because once the moment that the colors click, you cannot unsee it, and your whole business will transform because of these principles here. So take plenty of notes, get a pen and paper out, and enjoy this Colors of Influence book launch replay. I'm gonna bring Tony up on stage. It gives me a great pleasure to introduce not only my best friend and my business partner, Tony Kaye, together with help our students make over $60 million online. Tony is a multi-award-winning business coach. He's run multiple 6-7-figure businesses in the past and exited multiple businesses as well, which is very rare to do in our industry. He's the creator of the Pro Coach Code, where he's also shared his frameworks with Russell Brunson's Inner Circle Mastermind. He's known outside as the certification guy. He has certified over 2,500 coaches. Yes, he's handed out over 2,500 certifications. More than that, he is a proud father of his 2 girls and husband to Isla for over 20 years now. And officially, if that wasn't good enough on his resume, he is now an official published author. So ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great pleasure to introduce today your coach, your mentor, the one and only Mr. Tony Kaye.
Wow, all right. Well, great to see so many of you here. Richmond, I cannot thank you enough for the intro. It really means the world to me. And yeah, it is so great to see everybody here today. Cameras on backside, trackside, ready to rock and roll. I see we got 178 in the house. We might get up over 200 or maybe more. So today, yeah, we're going to have a fantastic experience. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate you. And type the chat screen for me. What is it that you're most looking forward to from today? What are you most looking forward to from today? We're going to be locked in for the full 2 hours. So if you've got something planned on in like 90 minutes or 60 minutes or whatever, just cancel it. It would be insane to leave. Yeah, Ben Whitehouse, I see you. He's like, no, everything is cut. Learning about colors of influence, getting the book. Yeah, fantastic. This is from Allison. We got you. Author extraordinaire. Thank you. I appreciate you. Sleep is cancelled. Yeah, absolutely, John. You absolutely got it going on. Yeah, we are going to be going through stacks, loads, and heats. And with that said, we are going to be going through colors of influence with the lens of sales, marketing, and most importantly, message. Most importantly, message. And this is something that is not being covered in the mainstream. In fact, if you've worked with, actually, who's already completed Pro Coach with me, or maybe you're a Pro Coach Masters client? Oh my gosh, everybody, yeah, light it up in the chat screen for me. Absolutely fantastic. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back. And today we are going to, let me share with you today's agenda. What are we going to be going through together today? We are going to be making sure, we're here for a book launch, so it probably makes sense that I share with you how it is that you can get the book. Okay, that probably kind of makes sense. I'm going to share with you how it is that you can get the book. Also, though, I'm going to share with you how you can stop attracting broke clients. I know for many of you in the room, it's like, I know my ideal client, but you know what? I run 10 tiny challenges, or I run that live training. I do that thing, but only maybe 2 or 3 are actually the people that I want. And so how do I start attracting the people that I really want? How do I start attracting the people that I really want? Also, we're going to move into, if right now engagement is a problem for you, I'm going to share with you how you can quit having low engagement so that you can cut through all the noise. By the way, you guys have worked with me before. Today I've sort of planned like a 90-minute presentation, knowing that I might go for 2 hours. Don't kill me if we finish a little early, and also likewise love me if we go a little over 2 hours. So when I say lock in, today's a training, like lock in. We're going to be going hard and fast. The final thing I'm going to be sharing with you is how to sell in color. And for many of you, this is going to be the linchpin in your coaching business, because right now you maybe understand. Maybe you've got an experience with me through Pro Coach with Colors of Influence. Maybe you understand a little about psychology, but right now your message is most likely a mixed message. And so I'm going to share with you how you can not dilute, but like really magnify that message and intensify that message, because that's going to be a common mistake. And of course, the final thing, I'm going to share with you, I'm going to give you a live demonstration of how it is that you can present your offer. Like I mentioned, I'm going to share with you how it is that you can secure your copy of Colors of Influence as well. And you can join all these beautiful people here who have already jumped the queue and they've gone ahead and they have already secured their book. For those of you who don't know about Colors of Influence, or for those of you who maybe you're brand new into my world, Colors of Influence was something that was introduced to me through my coaching journey, probably like many of you. And when I learned about, well, back then it's called spiral dynamics. When I first learned about spiral dynamics, I initially thought to myself, like, wow, like this is not a new tool. This is not a new map. This is not something that's being recycled. Quick show of hands. Do you guys know what I mean when I say like being recycled? It's like you see one coach and then they're kind of selling what somebody else is selling. And then you see some other person, they're kind of selling what somebody else is selling. Or, for me, the penny really dropped when I learned how to become a speaker. And when I learned how to become a speaker is because when I first learned about speaking, it's like, okay, I better do a speaking course. And then, you know what? I need to do another speaking course. But the courses, although on the outside sounded so different, the content and the structure and what I learned was kind of the same. Has anybody ever, no uniqueness. Have you had that experience? If you've had that experience, or you sort of know what it is that I mean when I say this, light up in the chat screen for me. Make it happen. Because for decades, psychologists, they tried to answer the question, like, why do people behave the way they do? But very few people really ever ask themselves the question, why do people think the way they do? So before spiral dynamics, we had the Graves model. Now, the Graves model was created by Dr. Clare Graves. In the 1950s, he was a psychology professor in New York, and he wanted to explore this. And what he did, and why I love Clare Graves and why I love his work, is because when he set out, he didn't set out with an outcome in mind. He just thought, let's collect the data and let's see what it reveals. And he studied this for over 20 years. He studied human behavior. He interviewed thousands of people measuring their values and worldviews and how they evolved over time, because what he discovered was revolutionary then, but it's even more revolutionary today, because this is, like, when I say this is the biggest secret, it really is the biggest secret. And I know for many of you today, you are going to be, here we go, you are going to be shocked, surprised, and delighted as I share with you everything that I've got to share with you today. And you have my full permission to fall off your chair as many times as you like, because I know for many of you, you're going to have some mind-blowing moments and some moments where you're going to fall off your chair together. What Graves found was that human beings, they not only change their opinions over time, but their opinions, they also evolve through a very identifiable system of thinking. And so each system emerges in response to the external environment, or like to the conditions that people face. So when life gets more complex, think of it this way: when life gets more complex, our minds, they reorganize to match that complexity. And so what he discovered was that it was really revealing our values, it was revealing our motivations, our decision-making patterns, and all of these things followed a very predictable evolutionary sequence. So it started off with the Graves model, and then we had Dr. Don Beck and Christopher Cohen, who came along, they picked up Graves' works, and they created what is commonly known as spiral dynamics. And you'll hear me refer to it as spiral dynamics. It's probably the primary label until now, because of course now we've got Colors of Influence. And this really became a practical model for understanding, how people, cultures, organizations, they evolve. And so what began as a psychological framework really became one of the most profound lenses for understanding human progression ever created. And so, as I mentioned, today, no doubt you're going to be surprised, you're going to be delighted, and for many of you, you are going to fall off your chair with the clarity that we're going to get together. So why would why would coaches or experts and marketers really want to understand this? Because if you're a coach, if you're an expert, if you're a marketer, what you're really wanting to know is like what truly motivates people, what motivates people to change, what motivates people to buy, what motivates people to commit, and what motivates people to take action. And so colors of influence is a practical model for you to recognize the different values, the beliefs, and emotional drivers shaping every human decision. And for coaches, colors of influence is going to help you understand why one client responds to accountability and another needs safety and another wants freedom and another, maybe they're searching for deeper meaning. In fact, what is it that you're searching for inside your coaching business? Type in the chat screen for me, like for what purpose are you in coaching right now? Maybe it's the next chapter in your life. Maybe you want freedom. Maybe your coaching journey started out. I know for me, it started out because I was deeply unfulfilled with what I was doing. And so for coaches, this is going to be the model that is going to be your go-to. And you're going to learn that you can't just use the same approach with everybody. Who's already experienced that? In fact, go ahead, type in the chat screen for me. How many years have you been coaching for? How many months have you been coaching? Right? You can't paint everybody with the same brush. You can't coach every client using the same skills. They've got to adopt 8 years, 2 years, a few months. Wow. Okay, 35 years. Congratulations. Love that. 1 year. You guys are all in the right place, by the way. You're all in the right place. And so if you are a marketer, you're going to want to learn how to position your offer. You're going to need to learn how to message and create content that really adds value to your audience. And so that your marketing, it more deeply connects with the people that you're putting it out there for. And I say deeply connects. I don't know about you guys, but would you like to be able to create content that deeply connects with somebody without having to use like high pressure tactics, or without having to use like scarcity, or without having to use some sort of, I don't know about you guys, but for me personally, like one thing that I still can't really get my mind around is like the whole value stack. You know, when speakers speak from stage and then they've got this big value stack and it's like $1 quadrillion billion worth of value and it's all yours for like $100. And it's like, oh man, something just gets like something just arises in me when I see that. And I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know. Is anybody else like me? Do you get that sort of inkling or that tingling? You're not alone. You're not alone. And colors of influence is going to explain that to you, because if you're marketing, if you're coaching right now, if you're creating content, the most dangerous thing you can do is guess. You might like to make note on that. The most dangerous thing you can do is guess. You can guess what's better. You can guess what's working. You can guess what's not working. Colors of influence, it takes away the guesswork. So you stop guessing what people need to hear and you begin to recognize the hidden behaviors and the hidden pattern behind what it is that they're saying, the hidden patterns behind their behavior. And you begin to communicate in a way that creates trust, creates connection, and builds meaningful action. And so today, yes, I'm going to give you the opportunity to get the book. You'll be surprised. I say you'll be surprised to know. I don't know. How much do you think color of influence should be valued at? I asked a few people in the background. They're like, Tony, it's got to be like $1,000. I'm like, it should be worth more than $1,000. But no, don't worry. It's not going to be $1,000 for you. In fact, today you can pick up the book for free. You just got to cover the shipping. Okay? And if you've already heard enough, you can go to colorsofinfluence.com. You'll see it's like literally $10. I know. It's crazy. And if you want to stay all the way to the end, you're like me, and it's like when I order a book, I just like wait for the postman. I'm like, when's the Amazon guy going to get here? Like, when's the delivery guy going to get here? If you want to stay through all the way to the very end, I've got a free gift for you, which is going to be a PDF version of Colors of Influence. So you can get stuck in, I know Nancy Presser, so you can get stuck into it right away. I mean, it looks like mostly everybody here has worked with me before. So you know that I'm pretty collaborative in my approach, and today's going to be no different. I really love your collaboration with, how is it that you are currently marketing? Like, what are you doing right now to market? Like, how are coaches marketing? How are experts marketing? Type in the chat screen for me. Like, what are you doing when it comes to marketing right now? What are you doing right now? Faye says she's networking. Great, fantastic. Light up the chat screen for me. What are you guys doing? We've got podcasting, fantastic. Speaking and offering, yet through content, not very successful. Well, Anna, stay through to the end. You're going to just stay through to the very end. We've got YouTube, we've got content, we've got word of mouth, we've got YouTube, social media. Nice, nice. Okay, well, I surveyed a bunch of coaches and these were the top answers that came out. And it looks like everybody's kind of all over it right now. Number one, in no particular order, social media. Right now, coaches, marketers, expert, they're using social media. They're doing content creation. They're doing email marketing. And I know some of you might be doing email marketing. For some people, it's funnels and landing pages, or they're doing paid ads, which paid ads, if you haven't cracked organic or if you haven't cracked messaging, or what I'm trying indirectly to say is if you don't understand colors of influence, you are just setting your money on fire. You really are. Just because you advertise or just because you put money behind something does not mean that it's going to be successful. There's many coaches, marketers, and experts out there right now that are using webinars, masterclasses, and challenges, referral, word of mouth. I saw some people saying word of mouth. Yeah, absolutely. Referrals, networking, speaking events, absolutely. Doing lead magnets, quizzes, free resources, absolutely. Or direct outreach, and they're having sales conversations or trying to book in for a call with people. So I want you to notice something, or maybe you already have noticed something with this particular list. Notice what every answer here kind of has in common. They are all, and make note on this, these are all tools, platforms, channels, and strategies. Social media is a channel. Email is a channel. ClickFunnels, that's a tool. Go High Level, GHL, that's a tool. A webinar, that's a strategy. But none of these things tell you what to do once someone is paying attention. They do not tell you what your audience values. They don't tell you why one person responds to urgency while another person resists. They don't tell you why one message connects deeply with one buyer and it just completely misses with another. Most people are learning how to distribute a message, but very few are learning how to understand the human being receiving it. And this is where colors of influence begins. This is where colors of influence begins. And as I share this with you, let's remain open. And if you can remain open, like as we go through what it is I'm going to share with you today, because I'm under no illusion how controversial what it is that I'm going to share with you is. And I've got to say, there was a few moments that I was like sort of gritting my teeth a little bit, being like, oh, geez, do I add that in? Do I take that out? Like, how's that going to go down? But if you could just, be open. In fact, if you are open, type in the chat screen for me, open. If you're open to, okay, cool, like what's colors of influence? What's the message right now? Open, 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 open. Really cool, really cool. Because who's ever heard that the riches are in the niches? Have you guys ever heard that one before where it's like the riches are in the niches? Yeah, okay, well, maybe not, but for many of us, yeah, we have. So question, as we jump on into it, what limiting beliefs or what limitations or reservations do you have about getting specific with your niche or your message? Or like chunking down with your avatar? What's your limiting beliefs? Type it out on the chat screen for me. Because we can't serve everybody. Or, I don't know, maybe you're like, Tony, I am specific. I've got my tiny who, like I've got a micro niche. Cassinia says FOMO, yeah, fear of missing out. Well, if I chunk down and I don't market to everybody, then I'll get nobody. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe it's that, well, you know what, like I can, my product or my program or my coaching does work for everybody. Yeah, I get it. We've got here from Natalia, thank you, says people are not present, too overwhelmed that they check out. Nia says there's too few of them. There's just not enough of my ideal client out there. Being clear about my message. Yeah, Erica says, felt like a box. I was afraid I was choosing. Whoa. Anybody else in Erica's situation? Like, well, if I chunk down, what if I choose wrong? And what if I spend the next 6 months or 12 months putting this message out there, marketing these particular people, and it just doesn't land? Any quick show of hands, anybody else have that fear where it's like, well, what if I just choose wrong? Yeah, I get you. I get you. Wendy says it's not a tattoo. Yeah, I love that statement. It's so cool. We can thank Richmond for that one. I want to share with you Nurofin's. Here we go. I was like, oh my gosh, my tech just broke down. That didn't. I want to share with you Nurofin's $100 million lesson. What is Nurofin's $100 million lesson? In 2016, Nurofin had a change of marketing. Now, for those of you who don't know, Nurofen is like it's a ibuprofen, like it's a pain relief company, right? And Nurofen at the time was about a $500 million company, $500 million. And they spent hundreds of millions of dollars to figure out like, well, what's the right messaging? What's the right market? Like, what do we do? How do we do it? And what Nurofen decided was that they were going to get very specific with their marketing. And what they did is that they didn't just have like white label painkiller. They didn't just have like Nurofen. They didn't just have like pain relief on their packaging. They upgraded all of their packaging and they changed it so it read Nurofen for back pain, Nurofen for headaches, Nurofen for period pain, Nurofen for sore muscles, Nurofen for whatever it was. And they got very specific with their message so they could talk to a very direct person. Now, this company was already doing $500 million. And in the next 12 months, they added over $100 million to their revenue, which I don't know about you guys, that's nuts. You're already very successful, already doing $500 million. And through this lesson of messaging down, through this lesson, like the more cut through that we have, and the better the results are going to be. So if right now you're worried about choosing wrong, you don't need to worry about choosing wrong. If right now you're thinking, well, I do have pain relief, and I don't want to just go to pain relief for mums, or I don't want to just go for pain relief for dads, or I don't want to just go for pain relief for a particular type of person, let's just borrow Nurofen's lesson, and it's $100 million lesson to borrow. Would you guys be cool with that? Like, would you okay borrowing some lessons? They talk to for me borrow if you're okay borrowing some lessons right now. And I know for some of you right now, you're probably just like, Tony, I've had enough. We've only been going for 30 minutes, but I need the book. If you'd like the book, I saw some people putting it in the chat earlier. You can scan the QR code right here. And it'll take you through to how it is that you can get a copy of the book. Or you can just go to colorsofinfluence.com. You can go through there as well. I've got some sweet bonuses for you. So if you want to check that out, you're welcome to check that out as well. But Nurofen really, it taught us that the riches are in the niches. And it taught us something even more important, is that all the winning is done in the messaging, right? Like really think about it. Like how much time and effort and energy do you think about creating your content only for it to fall flat? How much time and energy and effort do you put into trying to create the perfect offer? So what is colors of influence? Let me ask this question, and you've all been in my world for a long time, so probably you already know the answer, but what's the difference between a birthday present and a Christmas present? Type in the chat screen for me. You've probably all been asked this question before, but what's the difference between a birthday present and a Christmas present? Yeah, you guys are overachievers, absolutely. It's the wrapping paper. It's the wrapping paper. And so let me be very clear on this. Colors of influence is not a change of wrapping paper. Colors of influence is the fabric of the wrapping paper. It's the words, it's the meanings, it's the feelings, it's the values, it's the beliefs that come with what it is that you're doing. Please make note on this. I know I don't think I said to anybody, hey, pull out a notepad and a pen and all that sort of stuff. I just trust that you're taking a bucket load of notes right now and extracting all the value. In fact, if you're already getting value, type in the chat screen for me, value. Look at all you cool cats as well, being like, ordered. You guys are, I can't help myself. I've got to raise the energy for you. Come on. All right. So we've talked about a little about like mixed messaging. We've borrowed Nurofen's $100 million lesson to understand that, well, we need to get very specific, but then how do we do the wrapping paper? Now, wrapping paper is colors of influence. If you are tracking with me right now and you're following, and this isn't too complex for you, just type in the chat screen for me, following. If you're following me right now, type in the chat screen for me, following. Okay, yeah, Kobe's following, appreciate you. Belinda's following. If you've not written anything in the chat just yet, or you got your camera off, turn your camera on, get in there, following. Let's make it happen. All right, following. Great. Let's dial in on what is wrapping paper. Okay, what is wrapping paper? And this could be your first opportunity to fall off your chair. And if you want to film yourself falling off your chair and send it to me, I'll be happy to share that on my social media. That will be a real thing. That'll be a real thing. All right, the first wrapping paper that we need to have a look at, and I'm not going to get into the model itself, but every stage of the egoic evolution is represented by a color. Do your best not to try and attach other meaning that you have to color to what it is that I'm about to share with you. All right. Really come in with a blank slate, really come in like very, very clean, very clean. The first color I want to share with you is the color red. Now, you're more than welcome to take a screenshot of what it is that I'm about to share with you next. But I don't want to have the whole conversation about respect my IP, don't flog it off. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you're all cool with that, just type in chat screen for me, cool, or like, yeah, TK, I get it. You're more than welcome to like take what it is that I'm sharing with you today and use it for your own benefit. Okay, use it for your own benefit. So what is red wrapping paper and how can you best understand red wrapping paper? Red, keywords for red: power, dominance, strength, courage, control, command, intensity, action, rebellion, conquest, certainty, fearlessness, independence, competition, authority, confrontation, loyalty, respect, survival, and victory. Some labels that are really going to stick for red are going to be things like challenger, alpha, protector, rule breaker, warrior, fearless leader. Maybe some people that you might have seen in the media, pardon me, that kind of depict what red might look like. Maybe like a Conor McGregor style character, right? Like larger than life, very charismatic, but just taking the world by storm. Maybe like Eminem, maybe like Mike Tyson, maybe like Andrew Tate. He would be a really great example of someone that is red. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that they we're just talking wrapping paper right now. We're just talking wrapping paper right now. So you might see where I've got some people placed and you might think to yourself like, oh, okay, maybe I might categorize them differently. And if that's okay, right now we just need to be thinking about wrapping paper. So this is like red wrapping paper, okay? All right, yeah, the soup is dry. Craig Thompson, it's a stupid sandwich, or it's a sandwich stupid. You know what I'm talking about. It's like my favorite Gordon Ramsay moment. All right, so the first wrapping paper I want to introduce you to is red. The second wrapping paper I want to introduce you to is blue. Now, this is the blue wrapping paper. What words really land for blue? Order, discipline, duty, honor, integrity, structure, loyalty, responsibility, certainty, standards, rules, tradition, service, commitment, obedience, trust, sacrifice, and purpose. Now, even as I say some of these words right now, you might be like either consciously or unconsciously nodding your head, being like, you know what, I really resonated with red. Or you know what, like I really resonate with blue right now. Some of these words really have like strong meaning to me. And in fact, if I'm speaking to you, you can light up in the chat screen. Let us know. What are some labels that really fit well with the blue wrapping paper? Labels like traditionalist, guardian, servant leader. I bet that's one that probably lands for a lot of people. Yeah, Allison's got in the chat, servant leader for sure. We've got keeper of order. Yep. We've got responsible citizen. Yeah, absolutely. Disciplined professional. Absolutely. Let's keep the train going. Let's keep the train going. Let's talk about an orange wrapping paper. What would be an orange wrapping paper? And some of these words that I've got on screen right now, this is going to be exactly you. This is going to be exactly you. Like I already know before I say, who here believes in forever and constant improvement or forever and constant growth. I know that is 100% of people. You're not alone in thinking that way. It's because you have an orange like influence inside of you. And so what are some words that really resonate with orange? Success, achievement, performance, results, growth, ambition, innovation, strategy, efficiency, optimization, progress, opportunity, wealth. Status is important to people in orange. Freedom, competition, productivity, influence, excellence, and scalability. Is this landing? Or I don't know, type in the chat screen for me if you're like, I'm a bit red, or you know what, I'm a bit blue, or oh my gosh, like I'm a little bit orange. If that's you, type your color in there. That'll be amazing. So what are some labels that really land for orange? Well, optimizer is one. High performer is another. Success seeker is another. Innovator is another. And of course, the achiever. If you're in orange right now, the unconscious question you're probably asking yourself is, how do I make this a win-win situation? And what's the ROI? Anybody ask yourself those questions, by the way? Yeah, many of us. ROI is important, and it's important to orange. I think it's important at this point to note that we are grouping psychologies together in each of these stages. All right, the last one I want to share with you, which by the way, there's also beige and purple. I'm not going to talk about that. There's also yellow and turquoise. I talk about all the stages in depth, chapter 3 inside the book. So when you get the book, just go straight to chapter 3 if that's what you're interested in. You want more detail on this. It's all laid out for you, ready to rock and roll. The final wrapping paper I want to share with you is the green wrapping paper. The reason I focus primarily on red, blue, orange, and green is because likely this is where your coaching clients are going to be. This is where your coaching clients are going to be. So what are some of the words that really, thank you, Beck, appreciate you. What are some of the words that really land with green? Empathy, connection, compassion, inclusion, collaboration, community, feelings, alignment, healing, understanding, fairness, vulnerability, diversity, humanity. Type in the chat screen for me. What color is resonating with you most? Does green really speak to you? Does orange really speak to you? Does blue really speak to you? Does red really speak to you? We've got green for sure. Yep, blue, 50-50. Yep, bluish, greenish. I like how some of you are like, well, I'm kind of a bit of a blend. And you know what? You probably, like on an identity level, you will be a bit of a blend, but there'll be what I like to call a gravity color, a color that you're most, okay? And that's also going to be the same for your clients. It's going to be the same for your clients. Let me share with you just how powerful colors of influence is. And as I said, you know, my journey into it, but more importantly, like Richmond and I, we have built point one on colors of influence. We have. I've built Pro Coach on top of colors of influence. When I first started coaching, I was giving coaching certifications, but it wasn't really, you know, it wasn't Pro Coach back then. It was an NLP practitioner certification. And you know who it was for? It was for everybody. It was for everybody. And you know how many clients I got when I first started running my first trainings, you know, back in 2018? Type in the chat screen for me. Do you guys think that I had big rooms like the ones that you're seeing right now? Or do you think I have little itty bitty rooms? Yeah, 0.5, small, itty bitty. Yeah, the rooms were very small because I didn't understand how colors of influence was going to make an impact. And since inserting colors of influence into our business, ProCoach is now a $3 million a year business. I've certified I'd say over 2,000 coaches. Richmond's like 2,500. It's over 2,500 coaches. It's probably even more if we go through and do the count. We've also got a coaching certification, which is very blue. You're going to learn about, you know, coaching certification is a blue thing. Qualifications are a blue thing. We've had more than 100 coaches pass 6 figures, and they all came for a coaching certification, and they left with transformation. And this is really key. Remember just a moment ago, I said that you've got some clients who come into your tiny challenge, and of the 10, there's 2 that you really love, that they just really get it. And it's like for the others, they don't really get it, or they're not quite a right fit, or it's like it didn't quite land for them. You guys remember that? Write this down for me because it's going to change the way that you do coaching. The way to stop attracting broke clients, or the way to start attracting the right client, is to create it. And I know for some of you, that's going to be like a very advanced concept to sort of like get your head around right now. It's like, but Tony, they weren't the right fit. Yeah, I get it. That they weren't they weren't the right fit right then. So then what do I need to learn? What do I need to help them with? What problems do I need to help them solve so that they are the right fit? So that they are the right fit. I could talk about this for hours and hours. I'm not going to. I'm going to control myself. Here we go. Where all our pro coaches using this, and this is, you know, proof that it works very much. We've got, as I said, 2,500 clients through. But notice that, like, with what it is that you're seeing here, it's like outstanding training, Tony Kaye, best ever. Learned so much, incredible journey. Like, everybody came in for a coaching certification. In fact, most of the room, you've been inside Pro Coach. How was your experience of Pro Coach? Type in the chat screen for me. How was your experience of Pro Coach certification? And by the time we got to the end of Pro Coach certification, did you get way more than you thought you would? Look at this. Look, pause and have a look in the chat right now. Transformation, phenomenal. Hectic value, phenomenal transformation, transformational. Oh my gosh, we're getting a real life example of color of influence right now. The message I put out though is to become a world-class coach. The delivery though is personal transformation. You guys picking up what I'm putting down when I say that? If I was to market transformation, probably nobody would come, because their psychology says, well, I need a coaching certification, or I want to be able to help others. In fact, I know what it is that you want. And I say I know. I don't mean it from a place of arrogance or me being almighty or anything like that. I say I know because I understand colors of influence, and you're going to be able to understand colors of influence as well. In fact, colors of influence is the hottest new topic right now. For some of you who came to Richmond and I's, I think it was the Leads Now workshop, or we had a workshop a little while ago. It might have been a tiny challenge, pardon me. I did a post about the blue world because Richmond is talking about the blue world a lot. And I asked Richmond in preparation for this presentation, I was like, hey man, I see that the blue world message is like really cutting through. He's like, TK, I'm getting like 2 to 3 times more engagement on a blue world post or blue messaging than anything else right now. Type in the chat screen for me, what do you think Richmond's going to do moving forward? What do you think Richmond's going to do moving forward? And I can already hear you say it. It starts with classic. It ends in more of the same. Yeah, classic, more of the same. It's like, I know they want French fries. I'm just going to give them classic, more of the same. And so when I did a Facebook post about this, I get it. It was inside a Facebook group though. This got like 82 engagements, over 112 comments. But also, if you go to my my YouTube channel, my -1 video right now on YouTube is explaining spirodynamics. So if you want to go into more depth, you can. Last check, we had about 360-ish sort of subscribers, but the video in particular about colors of influence has over 500 views, and the video on blue has over 137 views, and that's a 47-minute video. Like, it's almost like a 40-minute video, which is nuts, we're getting more views on that content, and it's making more of a cut through in the marketplace than anything else. And so I already know that like you guys are in the right place. Like, I've never spoken about colors of influence on the front end before. It's always been Pro Coach. So you really are, when I say you're ahead of the curve, like you really are ahead of the curve. And if you've been sitting there on your hands and you haven't been totally convinced yet, what are you doing? Scan the QR code, get the copy of the book right now, make it happen. Or you can go straight to my YouTube channel. You can check that out as well. But I highly recommend grab yourself a copy of the book because it's going to have everything that you need in there. It's going to have everything that you need in there. All right, can't wait for it to arrive. Kylie, stay through to the end. I'll get you a digital copy. We'll kick on into it. All right, with that said, you guys ready to switch gears a little bit? I want to talk specifically about some things in the book, particularly the death of your niche and avatar. I know for so many of you right now, it's niche and message, niche and message, niche. Well, what about my niche? What about my niche? Is this a pain point for you where it's like, man, I just don't know who to serve. Like, I'm so stuck. If you're stuck on your niche right now, or maybe you've been wheel spinning on your niche, type in the chat screen for me, niche, or like, whatever it is, give me an idea. We've got niche, yeah, so annoying. Yeah, yes, absolutely. Yeah, love the videos on YouTube. Awesome, Beck. Love it. Yeah, niches from Ksenia. I hope your shoulder is all right, by the way. Wheel spinning for sure. Yeah, it's the #1 biggest problem for all coaches on any level. You'd be surprised how many very advanced coaches still have problems with their niche. And the reason they still have problems with their niche is because what every guru says, but they can't tell you. And this is true for every coach at every level. Everybody talks about niche. Everybody talks about niching down. And if you've been in any of those rooms, then how do we typically define a niche? We define our niche through age. We define our niche through industry, through gender, through maybe job, maybe through age. Is this all sounding very familiar? This is how we get our niche. We'll just decide, what industry, who it's going to be, make it happen. This is called demographics. You're trying to niche using demographics. And up until this point, no one's had the words or the way to explain what it is that they really need to be marketing. And this is why I truly believe you're going to see colors of influence on every coach's desk. You're going to see it next to all the great books. You really will. I strongly believe that Colors of Influence is going to be the most probably referred book in the marketplace for coaches, people in coaching, people who are experts, people who are in sales and marketing. Like, I really do think that it's going to catch on so fast. Everyone's going to be like, you need to start implementing Colors of Influence with everything that you do. Because up until this point, it's all been about demographics. Colors of Influence gives you the psychographics. Make note on that. Make note on that. Richmond and I, we spent over $1 million on personal branding with some of the biggest names on the planet. And when we're in those rooms, you test the waters a little bit. And when I tested the waters and I asked, hey, do you know about Spiral? Or hey, like, do you know what Orange is? Or hey, have you heard about this? 100% of people were like, no, I don't know. What is that? And so we would spend sessions not educating them on spiral dynamics, but just getting really clear on all the demographics, because Richmond and I, we understand the psychographics behind the demographic. And so what Colors of Influence does, it makes your demographic explainable. Colors of Influence provides the language, it provides the labels that all coaches must have. And when I say all coaches must have, like legit, like you have to know how to message for your demographic, because you're not marketing to demographics, you're marketing to psychographics. If you guys are getting it, could you just chat for me getting it? If you're like, WTF, I'll be able to understand what that means as well. But if you're getting it, okay, we get getting it. Cool. When you get your copy of the book, swing into chapter 4, because I'm going to give you messaging that works for your wrapping paper. Let me give you an example of what it is I'm talking about right now. What is red messaging? Red messaging would be things like, you're already dangerous, I'll just give you the sword. Red messaging would be like, this isn't for followers. Red messaging is like, you lead and I'll just refine. Red messaging is like, you don't need motivation, you just need precision. Red messaging is like, if you're ready to dominate cleanly, this is it. Now, I want you to really think about, you're in your tiny challenge, you understand colors of influence, you understand the values, the motivations, the beliefs behind the person sitting in front of you, and it comes time to presenting your offer. You can now provide the perfect wrapping paper. The perfect wrapping paper. That's what Colors of Influence is. Yeah, I see some people like, yeah, this is landing hard. I get it. Here's blue. Do 5 days with him. You understand, hey, this is who I'm sitting in front of. Here are some messaging phrases that you can use. This isn't a shortcut. It's a tested system built on structure. We don't do hype here. We do things right. You'll always know exactly what's next and why. Everything is backed by real world results and clear expectations. This program is for people serious about doing the work with integrity. Hey, as I'm sharing these with you, is any of this message landing for you? Maybe some of that red message is landing for you and you're like, yeah, actually, you know what, TK? I do know that I'm dangerous and I'm ready to get out there. I'm ready to make it happen. I just need to be pointed in the right direction. Can you give me a cannon and blast me in that direction? Yeah, for sure, no worries. For some of you right now, there's going to be like a lot of blue and it's like, I'm interested in doing things right. I want to do things with integrity. I want to make sure that what I'm doing is actually being tested and I'm not a guinea pig. I don't want to be anybody's guinea pig. I want to see what results you've got. You know what? I think that's wise. Here's some orange wrapping paper for you. Let's reverse, this is going to, who's not said this in this room? Let's reverse engineer your revenue goals and build a machine around it. Everybody has said that. Everybody has said, and probably you've had that awakening where you first heard about reverse engineering. You thought it was so revolutionary. Well, for you, it was, but it's Colors of Influence. Here's the exact system my clients use to go from 6 to 7 figures. We optimize every step of the journey: visibility, conversion, retention. This isn't guesswork. It's data-backed, client-tested, and scalable. Oh my God, that sounds sexy, doesn't it? That sounds amazing. And if you're already winning, this gets you there faster and cleaner. Oh, I don't know, maybe you follow some people online and you've heard them use words like this and it just really lands for you. Faye says, I'm orange. Yeah, probably. And there'll be a dominant color, like I mentioned. We call it the gravity. You'll also have something that, like I refer to as an aspirational color, and you'll also have a shadow color. It's all explained in the book. The final thing I'll share with you is like wrapping paper for green. And I saw green light up a little bit earlier, so this might really resonate with people. Here we go. What you feel is valid, even if others don't see it yet. You're not broken, you're evolving. This isn't about proving yourself, it's about coming home to yourself. We'll never rush your process. If this doesn't feel aligned, that's your answer, and that's okay. Straight over to my YouTube channel. Let me get myself out of the way. You can scan the QR code. If you've not already subscribed to the channel, I highly recommend. This channel will not be a channel that gets 100 million subscribers. There'll be no gold button for me or any silver button for me or anything like that. But I do know for those who jump on board and really commit themselves to it, it will be a game changer for you. It will be a game changer for you. And I can talk more about it a little bit later on. The next thing I want to share with you, I say the next thing, but I want to really drive this home for you in a really big way. And I mentioned at the top of the call together that I was going to share some things that like are a little controversial. And so remember, we said that we were going to be open. You guys remember saying, oh yeah, we're going to be open. I'm going to be open to everything. Okay, cool. Because what I'm going to share with you, I can predict that probably about 10 to 15% of the room, you're going to get triggered. So if you've not done Pro Coach with me before, I want to introduce you to a hashtag that I'm making famous. It's called hashtag triggered love you, Tony. Okay, so if what I share with you right now sort of triggers you a little bit and you're like, nah, Tony, like, nah, you got it wrong. I'm canceling my book order. Who is this guy? Hashtag Tony's a joker. Just hang with me. Remember, okay, be open. This is where it's at. Give me the controversy. All right, Rachel, you asked for it. You asked for it. Here are 4 different books. Here are 4 different books that all talk about the same topic. First book you've got is 48 Laws of Power. Second is How to Win Friends and Influence People. And then you've got Robert Cialdini's Influence. And then you've got Nonviolent Communication. One of these books speaks about power. One of these books speaks about principles and relationships. One of these books speaks about science and persuasion. And one speaks about empathy, needs, and connection. But underneath all of the wrapping paper, like if you read all of these books, they're all exploring the same question. How do people affect one another? How do we create cooperation, movement, agreement, trust, compliance, or change? And so the difference is not just simply in the techniques that they're sharing. The difference, let this one really land for you. The difference is in the worldview through which the techniques are being explained. Red calls it power. Hey, have power. That's what red calls it. Blue calls it proper conduct. Orange calls it influence, and green calls it connection. So each book is attempting to understand human behavior, but each one packages that understanding in a language that is very specific to a particular values or color level so that that color can accept it. And this is where marketing often gets it wrong, because we assume that because what we have is valuable, that everyone will respond to the same language around it, and they won't. They don't. One person hears the word power and it fills them with energy. They get energized hearing power. They're like, oh yeah, like power, that sounds great. Another person hears power and they feel threatened. One person hears proven persuasion and they think, hey, show me the results. Okay, yeah, cool. Like, let me have a look at the data. Another person hears persuasion and thinks you're trying to manipulate me. You are manipulating me right now. One person wants to win. Another person wants to get it right, and one wants the most effective strategy, and one wants to make sure that everybody gets heard. So the message may be pointing towards the same fundamental truth, but the wrapping paper is what determines whether a person will receive it or not. So it's all in the wrapping paper. It's all in the wrapping paper. Landing, loving, so good. Yes. Very clear, very clear, very clear. Makes sense, makes sense. Can you use it in sales? Ksenia, yes, of course. This is why we're here. This is why we're here. And if you haven't heard about the book yet, today's a book launch. We're giving away a book. Okay, you just got to pay for shipping. I see some of you guys laughing right now. If you haven't bought the book yet, what are you doing? Scan the QR code, get the book. We're going to go into depth on all of it. Okay, we're going to go into depth on all of it. As we do, I want to share with you the second sneak peek. And the second sneak peek is because I know, number one, right now, you want to start attracting better quality clients. The second thing that you want to do is probably start creating content that really lands for your clients. Who could use a few more leads? Could you use a few more leads? Yeah, if you could use a few more, I don't know, just be casual about it, a little bit like nonchalant. Yeah, just a few more. Type a few more into the chat. You know what? I can use a few more. That could be a thing. Yeah, a couple. Yep, I've got space for maybe 1 or 2. Nice. Because you know what? Creating content, let's not joke. And I hope it's all right that I get really direct with everybody right now. Think about having colors of influence create content for you. I'm not going to talk about the applicability between what it is that you're learning now in AI, but there's high compatibility, and it's going to change the way that everything is done in the industry. And this is why I know this book, like what we're sharing right now, it's going to be up there with the greats. It's going to be like, oh, you got that book, and Colors of Influence? Of course you did. Because creating content is tough. It's hard. You can't just go to AI and say, hey, write me a post. Because AI doesn't understand Colors of Influence because you didn't prompt it that way. So it creates something that's quote unquote nice. And you know that you're creating nice content because your engagement is low. It's low. That's how you know that you're creating nice content. And yeah, Elizabeth, you're like, oh yeah, my stuff's nice. I do. If you're currently creating nice content, type the chat screen for me like nice, and you've got some indicators to know that it's nice. It's like, it's not cutting through, it's not terrible, but it just kind of falls into the nice category where you might say it's sort of like adding to the noise a little bit, because when it comes to creating content, you're taught not to offend anybody. Right? You don't want to leave anybody out. You can't be too direct. You can't be too ambitious. You can't be too emotional. And for some coaches or experts, or if you're in marketing right now, maybe on a personal level, you've got some unresolved people pleasing beneath it. And so you're not just asking yourself the question of what can I share? You've probably got a bucket load of content. You're also asking yourself the secondary question of how are people going to interpret what it is that I'm sharing? You guys ask yourself that question? If that's you, type in the chat screen for me, that's me. It's like, well, yeah, this is what I want to share, but how do I share it in a way in which it's going to kind of be accepted or approved by people on my friends list or when people see it? Yeah, because when you try to create content that's approved by everybody, it rarely lands for anybody. And so that's why everyone sort of thinks, well, that was a good post. That was nice. I really like the way that, they did that. But that's not the type of content that makes people stop. That's not the type of, like, think for yourself. There's those few people that when they create content, you stop and you nod your head and you go, you know what, like that person gets it. Or you say to yourself, that's exactly what I think, but maybe that's what I think secretly. Or that's when you go, oh my gosh, I wish I was brave enough to put that out there. So you don't need to post more. You don't need to change who you are. You just need to start stacking a message in color. And when you stack a message in color, it deepens the message. When you mix colors together, what it does is it broadens your message. So what happens is you bring in more values, you bring in more beliefs, you bring in more reasons for why somebody should care. But each time you bring more in, it sort of weakens it. It weakens the message. And color stacking, it does the opposite. Color stacking, it just takes one worldview, it takes one emotional driver, it takes one reason to act, and it just stacks it all on top of each other, and it just reinforces it again and again and again and again. So you start stacking the problem, you start stacking the language, you start stacking the promise and the rhythm and everything else that goes in there. Like it all starts pointing towards this one very specific outcome. And so instead of like mixing all the colors, like the red and the blues and the oranges and the greens, that eventually they just go to something that's neutral and it's all sort of mismatch, you end up creating something that really cuts through the noise and will help you stand out. So red becomes bolder, blue becomes more certain, orange becomes more ambitious, and green becomes more connected. I'm sharing with you now, very safely, everybody here, you can turn your content message up by at least 25% and nobody will notice. You already think you're pushing the boundaries, but trust me, you're not pushing the boundaries. Who's got kids in the house? Anybody got kids? Yeah, if you've got kids, how old are your children? How old are your children? Type in the chat screen for me. Noah is 10, she's come up 11 for me. And then we've got Bodhi, who's 8. Yeah, she's coming up 9. Noah is, first child, typical first child, doesn't want to break the rules. Bodhi, I suppose, like typical second child. What rules, Dad? What are you talking about? But she knows how to push the boundaries. You guys picking up what I'm putting down when I say that? Yeah, like she pushes the boundaries. And you know what? She gets away with more because she pushes them. Right now, I'm giving everybody permission to be more of you. I'm not asking you to be somebody different. I'm just asking you to stop being the diluted version of yourself. You guys picking up what I'm putting down when I say that, by the way? Yeah, be more like Bodhi. Be more, I say courageous, but it's not courageous. It's just pushing the boundary. I dare you to overstep the line. And then you'll realize that the line is like so much further away. You're like, oh man, I could have done this like way earlier. It'll be all right. Yeah, I see some smiles in the house. Absolutely. When you move from being someone who thinks, or when you move from being somebody who people think creates nice content, you'll move to being that person where people stop and they go, wow, TJ really gets me. Whoa, Andrew, he gets me. Kylie, well, I didn't know Kylie thought like that. Like, she really gets me. And this is how you're going to create a message that cuts through. So I want to give you some examples of mixed messaging, and then I want to give you an example of like what really clear messaging looks like. How do we color stack? You guys like the term color stack, by the way? Yeah. If you're not color stacking by the end of these time together, you're going to be color stacking like crazy, like crazy. All right, let's jump into it. This is a mixed message, and I'm just going to use Pro Coach for the example, okay? Because obviously I've got a lot of experience with Pro Coach. So say I'm marketing Pro Coach, I might say something like this. If you're a coach who wants to become more confident, follow a proven coaching structure, create better results for your clients, grow a successful coaching business, communicate with greater authority, build deeper connections, and make sure every client feels seen and understood, Pro Coach certification will give you the tools, frameworks, strategies, and support you need to become a more powerful, professional, efficient, and heart-led coach. Which, by the way, I don't know, that actually sounds pretty good. What do you guys reckon? Do you actually think that sounds pretty good? Like, yeah, when I wrote this, I was like, this actually sounds pretty good. Yeah, it's nice. It's generic. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I agree, it's nice. Let's color stack this bad boy. So say I decided that I want to work with red. I just want to color stack red. I'm going to start working with red clients. Red is my color. Red's what I represent. And I'm just out there to help people crush. I just want to see people win. Like, we're just going to dominate the space. Like, anybody who is coaching in my area, I just feel so sorry for them because I'm going to put them out of business. That's all red, by the way. I see some people smiling. Well, you might resonate with this message then. It's time to stop playing small in your coaching. Your clients don't need another coach who hesitates, overthinks, or waits for permission to lead. Pro Coach certification will teach you how to take control of the conversation, confront what others avoid, challenge limiting patterns, and lead powerful interventions with certainty. You'll be able to speak directly, hold the standard, and own the room. Pro Coach certification. Yeah, so good, so good. It's still Pro Coach certification, right? Just like those books. Just like those books, way better, way better. All right, hey, listen to all these messages, and at the end, you type in what message lands for you best. Blue. Great coaching should never depend on guesswork. Pro Coach certification gives you a clear, proven coaching methodology so that you know how to structure a session, ask the right questions, maintain professional standards, and guides clients through a reliable, proven process. Learn the principles, follow the framework, build the discipline required to coach with consistency, integrity, and confidence. Come and join us at the 3-day Pro Coach certification. Where to from here? Anita says, that's me. Yep. Yeah, nice. A little too rigid for me. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, Kate says it's me. Really cool. Sounds good. Let's get orange. Better coaching creates better outcomes. Pro Coach certification gives you practical tools, advanced communication frameworks, and proven intervention strategies designed to help you coach more effectively or efficiently, create faster breakthroughs, improve client retention, and position yourself as a high-value professional. Stop relying on instinct alone. Build the skills that improve your performance and produce measurable results. Ooh, who's leaning to orange right now? Yeah, Ravan's like, yeah, sign me up. Charlene's like, yeah, that's juicy. I'll take that. Antiope, I saw you at that hand up, and I feel like I pronounced your name pretty good too as well. All right, here's the final wrapping paper for you. Final wrapping paper. Let's get green with it. The most powerful coaching begins when a client feels genuinely seen, heard, and understood. Pro Coach certification will help you create deeper trust, listen beyond the words, honor the person's experience, and guide meaningful transformation without judgment or pressure. Learn to create a coaching space where people feel seen, safe enough to be honest, supported enough to grow, and empowered to find their own way forward. Yeah. Come and join us inside Pro Coach certification. Nick Blewett, I saw that hand up. Okay, look at this. Check it out. So type in the chat screen for me. What color, what message resonated with you more? Which, by the way, there's no right or wrong. There's no better or worse. There's no hierarchy here. It's just what lands most with you. And yeah, it might be a blend. All right, I'm seeing some green come through. I'm seeing some orange come through. I'm seeing some orange for me. Yep, blue, green, red. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And this is why we're focusing on these colors as well. Because for many of you right now, you've got the mixed message at the beginning and you haven't learned the skill of color stacking. But when you color stack time and time and time and time and time again, it's only a matter of time until you break through it and everyone starts going like, wow, I really love what blank is all about. I really love what Seppo's all about. I really love what Anne Montfort's all about. Hey, you know what? I really love what Darlene's all about. Because now we're speaking in color, because now we're creating color. And this really has been the missing piece. What do you think the solution for you moving forward is? When it comes to creating content, what do you think the solution for you moving forward is? Type in the chat screen for me. Yeah, stack, stack, stack. Yeah, color stack, choose your color. Yeah, absolutely. And my recommendation for everybody in the room right now is create in color. Commit to a color. When you commit to a color, the game is going to change for you. You're going to start attracting the clients that you want. You're going to start being able to create content on demand because you just know what it is that you need to share, because you understand who it is that you're sharing it with. You know, it's the most important question that any speaker from stage should ask themselves. The question is not what do I speak about? The question is who am I talking to? You know, Richmond's going to be speaking at Funnel Hacking Live this year. What color do you think he's going to be speaking in? Type in the chat screen for me. What color do you think Richmond's going to be speaking in at Funnel Hacking Live? Yeah, there's going to be a lot of orange in there. There's going to be a lot of blue in there, for sure, for sure. And so probably right now, you might be asking yourself, if I'm going to create in color, which by the way, that is everybody's next step, because think about it. Who really cares what's on the landing page? Like, who cares what's above the fold or below the fold? Like, when you optimize a landing page, you're switching one photo out for another photo. It's not the photo. It doesn't matter. You know, it's the content. What are you going to start putting into your sales letters, into your funnels, like into your emails or into your presentations? What is better? Color is better. That's what you should be refining. How do I make it more my color? Because when you do that, you're going to create more leads than you know what to do with. I mean that sincerely. You're going to have a surplus of leads. Probably right now you're thinking, Tony, I'm sold. I'm going to create in color, but dang it. How do I choose what color? Tony, I really like the sound of blue, but man, orange talks to me. Tony, I really like the sound of green, but you know what? Like that red, I need a little bit of that. Like I need a little bit of that in my life. I don't know, for some of you right now, you're just going to follow your heart and you're going to do that. That's epic. For some of you right now, you're just like, I want more details. How do I get more details? When you get the book, just go straight to chapter 3. Okay, when you get to chapter 3, I've got in-depth understandings on each of the colors. So you can go there and there's like literally a whole chapter dedicated to it. Okay. And I know for some of you, you're probably thinking right now, Tony, chapter 3, that sounds amazing. I really want that, but I can't wait. I don't want to read a whole chapter. That just sounds like too much work. Like, I'm not sure if I can do that. Like, I just want to do it now. I can't get the book. This is great. Yeah, fantastic. If you've not fallen off your chair already, I'm going to give you an opportunity to fall off your chair right now, because I said, you know, if you're going to be here through to the very end, then I've got a very special gift for you. So if you haven't fallen off your chair, you can. If you'd like a very special gift right now and you want the digital copy of Colors of Influence, all you need to do is go ahead. You can scan the QR code on the page, send me a DM, and in the DM, just DM me COI, Colors of Influence, ebook. Okay, if you can do that, I will get you the digital copy of Colors of Influence. Now, we're here for the next sort of like half an hour to 40 minutes, and then I'm going to be into the DMs. Okay, it is going to be me messaging you. So what does this mean? It means like if it takes me like a couple of hours to get to you, then it just takes a couple of hours to get to you. This is not automatic. All right, you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Yeah. You can just send me a message on Facebook. Okay, Facebook's best. You can do Instagram, but Facebook is best. I will definitely get it there for you. All right. After you've done that, it's like, wow, cool. I've got my digital copy. I love it. But Tony, can you walk me through how to grab my copy of the physical, like the physical book? How can I get my physical book? Well, you can scan the QR code. You can definitely order your book right now, or you can just visit thank you, crew. You can just visit colorsofinfluence.com. I highly recommend getting yourself a physical copy of the book because then it's yours to keep, right? It's yours to keep. Like you have that. You can make notes in that. Like that's yours. It's pretty special. It's pretty special. So I mentioned, attract your ideal client. Let's get engagement on our post. The final thing I want to share with you is, how do you sell in color? Oh, how do you sell? When I put the presentation together, I was like, I'm going to sell in all 4 colors. I decided not to do that. Okay, so today I'll sell, because the mistake is that you do the webinar, you do the tiny challenge, you do the thing that you're doing, right? And then everybody gets the same offer. It's a preloaded offer, and that's a huge mistake, because I've just spent the last 2 hours sharing with you that not everybody responds to the same language. And so what happens is most people, they finish a presentation and they give one pitch to everybody. So I'm not going to do that. What I will do is I'm going to take you through like a live sales demonstration using colors of influence. We'll go through 2 colors together, and what you'll notice, the product is not going to change. It's still going to be a book. The price is not going to change. It's still going to be the same price. The bonuses are not going to change. The bonuses that are there, they're still going to be there as well, okay? The only thing that's going to change is going to be the color. So as I deliver each of these for you, maybe just ask yourself, like, what message kind of repels me a little bit? Remember at the top of the presentation, I was like, hey, when I see those big value stacks, there's something inside of me that's like, man, I don't know if I believe that multi-trillion-dollar value package, all that for like $50, I'm not sure, right? You're not going to be alone in that thinking. And so you'll notice, like, as we go through this, there's going to be some very specific, like, red language. There's going to be some red messaging. As we go through the blue stuff, you're going to notice some like blue messaging and some blue language, because this is what you should be doing when you're delivering as well. And so notice which one sort of repels you a little bit, but also notice which one like draws you towards it. Like as we go through this presentation, you might think to yourself like, man, I didn't even feel like I was being sold to right then. Like I can't, yeah, you know what? Like I've just scanned the link and do the thing. That was perfect for me. Let's rock and roll. And so when we do this, like your clients will feel like you are speaking directly to them. And that's what Colors of Influence teaches you. This is what Colors of Influence teaches you how to create. So with that said, you guys ready to sell a book? Yeah, you guys want to sell it? I'm ready to sell a book. Yeah, we can raise the energy one last time. Come on. Let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. All right. So first color we'll do is red. Second color we'll do will be blue. Presentations I'm going to compress. So it's not like, don't worry, you're not going to get like a 1 hour pitch or anything crazy like that. 15, 20 minutes, whatever. I'll give you some time at the very end to scan the QR code. I know for some of you, you're going to buy the book twice because you're like, man, I didn't buy the bonuses. What the heck was I thinking? I should have done that. And you should have. There are some things there I'll run through with you in just a hot second. And then if we've got time, we might have some time for some open court Q&A at the very end. I'm not sure. Or might be able to hand the microphone back over to Richmond and we can close this bad boy down. All right, with that said, let's jump into selling in color. Selling in color. So some of you already know that you need this book and it isn't for everybody. You felt it throughout the presentation and you know that most people, when they communicate, it's weak. You know that when they communicate, it's already watered down, and what their content is designed to do is to not offend anybody. And as a result, nobody moves on it. And there's just zero cut through. And you're here not just to become another forgettable coach. You're not here to be or to remain the world's best kept secret with a generic message. And you're probably very sick of seeing other coaches out there winning. And when I say this, I don't mean it with any ego, but you just know within yourself that you're actually better than them. You're kind of a little bewildered, like, wow, really? That person has clients? And so you know that you're good at what you do and you're here to lead. Colors of Influence gives you the ability to read the person in front of you, recognize what drives them and communicate with them at a level of precision that most coaches and marketers, they just don't possess. And Colors of Influence is the unfair advantage that, right now, we're at the book launch. You're at the very front of the line. And once you understand this, you'll see what most other people are missing, because you'll know when's the right time to challenge somebody. You'll know when's the right time to hold my ground. You'll know when somebody needs you to be the coach that they need you to be versus the coach that they want you to be. So you'll know when to be certain. You'll know when to hold strength. You'll know when to give them permission. You'll know when to deliver a truth that is going to be very uncomfortable for them. And once you see in color, you can't unsee it. Which also means when you learn this, you can no longer be unconsciously controlled by it either. because you'll see it everywhere. Today, you can get your copy of Colors of Influence. It's pretty expensive. Free plus shipping. Free plus shipping. Yeah, it's all right. You can get that. All you got to do is cover the shipping, right? And so this is for coaches, experts, and leaders who are ready to sharpen their message, deepen their influence, and just take command of the work that they know that they'll put here to do. You don't need to wait for me to give you permission. You can go literally straight to colorsofinfluence.com and you can get the copy of the book. Okay, so if you want to click on the link, crew, we can drop that into the chat for you. You don't need to wait. You can literally just take action on it right now. And as you do, there's one more thing that I want to share with you. There's one more thing I want to share with you. When you go through that, you will notice that there's 2 bonuses there. Okay, so after certifying, over 2,000 coaches globally and working with coaches and clients just like you, many of them starting on zero, what separates the best from the rest really are the coaching skills and coaching tools. And so when you order your book today, you're also going to receive a free ticket to attend my 3-day Pro Coach certification. So you too can graduate being a world-class coach. If you haven't already blocked the dates yet, you should block the dates. We are going to be on August 12, 13, and 14. It is a $2,000 training because I know for so many of you right now, it's like, I know that this is the way. I know this is what I want to do. Coaching's my next step. And I just need to be a world-class coach so I can sell with confidence. That's exactly what we're going to do together in the training. At the training, you are going to become the coach who leads. You will master the power of the Pro Coach code. You'll get the results that are just going to silence your doubters. You know those, the naysayers in your life. Like it's just like, you know what? I'm just going to show you. You can lead coaching interventions with certainty, and you'll take control of your coaching business and create breakthroughs that your clients will never forget. Which, by the way, that's a feeling that stays with somebody for life. Like you never forget that first coach who really changed your life. And so, if you haven't already fallen off your chair, you can, because this is included. When you buy your book today, like you get the ticket for free. It's included. It's included. I know Suhai is like celebrating like crazy right now. Yeah, you get this together. And I know for some of you, you're just fast implementers and it's like, well, I can't wait. Tony, did you say August? I don't want to wait till August. Like, I just want to get into it like right now. And if that's you, you just want to go fast, I got you covered. Don't worry about it. Also going to give you access to the Pro Coach certification online. This is 25 hours of Pro Coach training, world-class coaching skills that you can jump into immediately. You get immediate access. You'll get the email that gives you access to this, and this is the stuff that you're not going to find on YouTube. I mean, I share some great stuff on YouTube. If you're in, well, most of you are in Pro Coach, but you know like what's in here. And so I'm going to add that. I know. You're probably thinking, Tony, you've lost your mind. You're crazy. And maybe I am. Maybe I am, but this is exactly what you need to get out there and crush it, like and legit crush it. Which, by the way, how you finding the offer? Light up in the chat screen for me. Who loves this? If you're loving it, type in the chat screen for me. Loving it? Yeah, Kobe says me. Kylie says love. Yeah, absolutely. It's a must for all coaches. Absolutely fire. Loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it. Nice. Well, as you go through the checkout page, right? As you go through the checkout page, if you really came here for results and you just want to take full advantage, which I know many of you do, you'll notice that there's a couple of things that you can add to your cart. So if you picked early, like, Tony, I've already got the book. Yeah, I get it. There's a few things here that you probably want to consider like taking on board, like if you're legit about it. The first thing is probably you're not a reader. And it's like, man, is there an audio version of the book? There will be. We're compiling the wait list right now. So you can get added to the wait list for the audio book. $37, you can get added to the wait list for the audio book. We're going to get that out for you ASAP. The second thing is that we're also going to include a second copy of the book. Because I know right now, many of you, you're in a relationship. Many of you right now, you're probably thinking like, how do I get this message out? How do I get more people this book? I'm going to get you a second copy of the book. That's yours. I would give it away. Your clients will be blown away by it. Your business partner, they're going to fall off their chair, legit. And then the final thing is probably for some of you right now, you're thinking, I just want to go so fast. Like, do I have to learn all of this? Tony, we've covered so much today. Do I have to learn about all the wrapping paper? You should. But you can go fast. So I'm also going to give you access to Pro Coach OS. This is a Pro Coach operating system. It's 9 prompts that you can use to literally coach your clients live in the moment. I can share with you sorry, Kobe, I read scream in the chat and I said scream. I'll share with you the story about how we came to building Pro Coach OS, but you're gonna want to add that to the list. And I know for some of you, you just didn't come here for free stuff or for cheap stuff. Some of you came here because you wanted the best. And so I'm only talking to those people right now. If you came here because you wanted the best, probably you want to see this in action. And so I'm going to give you a full recording. This is a live coaching session that I did. This is not a demo. This is not a script. This is not anything like that. I'm going to give you a real coaching session that I did with a client, and I'm going to include a breakdown of how I was coaching using Spiral as we go through it. So today we've spoken a lot about coaching. We've spoken a lot about marketing and sales, absolutely, but also lands in your coaching. And the final thing, and if you haven't fallen off your chair yet, Andrew, I'm worried about you in particular. If you don't fall off your chair right now, you're about to. I also put together 140 phrases for you to like literally go out there and use straight away. So you can go to chapter 4 in the book. There's 5 phrases. They're the ones that I use in the presentation today. I've added 20 phrases. It eliminates all the guesswork. It stops you wondering, like, is this right? Is that wrong? Like, what should I do? How do I do it? No, there are 20 ready to use phrases for you in your coaching, in your content, and in your sales. You just literally just need to plug and play and go for it. So if you're ready to go, here's a quick recap. You can get the audiobook waitlist. You can join. You can get the bonus copy of the book, and you can get Pro Coach OS. $37 only. That's not $37 each. That's $37. That's the bundle. That's the bundle. So you get all 3 of those for $37. I know people were not happy when I put this together, but it's the way that it goes. And then as I said, if you want to take it to that next height, and only you know if that's right for you, you can also get the 20 phrase or the 140 phrases, 20 on each, and also a copy of the coaching intervention, $97, all included, which means the grand total will be $144. I'll get myself out of the way right there. If you've heard enough, and you're like, Tony, just bring me the QR code, you're welcome. Here it is. Scan that bad boy for me. Go ahead, visit colorsofinfluence.com. Click on the little whatsies that you need to, and get yourself a copy of the book right now. You guys love? And of course, it was all in red, right? So I really went, I say overboard. I tried making it very dramatic with like a lot of the red covering, okay? A lot of the red wrapping paper. And for some of you right now, I know for some of you right now, you're like, Tony, I already bought the book. Damn it, I bought it again. I bought it again. You know how powerful it is that I'm sharing with you? There's times where like I do a presentation, or Richmond does a presentation, and we have people who have already bought point 1, and they re-enter, they buy point 1 again. Oh, I'm so sorry, I just got caught up in it. I just wanted to buy it again. It's like, I mean, I say you're crazy, but like for real, that's how powerful it is. Okay. You guys love that? Okay, we got excited, ordered the book. Where do I get the PDF? Just send me the COI ebook on a messenger, and we will get you that as well. Nice one, ready to rock and roll, outstanding. Kick ass, says Rachel. That's what I want to hear. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, you guys ready for some contrast right now? So lock in that presentation. I know for some of you, you're like, red is where it is at, boom, and you're going to lock that in, right? You guys ready to switch gears a little bit, and you want to go blue with it? You want to go blue with it? Again, same inclusions, same pro coach certification, same as everything. We're just going to change the wrapping paper, and we're going to change the color. So if we're ready to go blue, type in the chat screen for me blue. Blue, 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 blue. If you're like, I'm ready to go blue right now, let's do it. We got blue, 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 blue. If anybody else is like a 90s kid and you're sort of thinking to yourself, blue, okay, nah, that's on you if you did that. Blue, 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 bring it on. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's get it going on blue style. Let's get it going on blue style. So some of you are listening to this and you're thinking, Tony, I really don't want another marketing trick. I want to know that there is a real model behind this. And you should. You should know that there is. Influence should never be reduced to guesswork, manipulation, or whatever happens with whatever is trending online, this month, or whatever the gurus are saying. If we are going to lead people, if we're going to coach people, if we're going to sell people and help them change, then we have a responsibility to understand what we're doing and why what we're doing really works. Colors of Influence gives you the structured framework for recognizing people's values, their beliefs, their motivations, their decision-making patterns, and really what shapes human behavior. And it gives you the language and the patterns that you may have already sensed through your coaching for years, but you've just never really been able to clearly articulate. And so it helps you coach with greater consistency. It helps you communicate with greater integrity and guide people in a way that respects both the process and the person. And so when you secure your copy of Colors of Influence today, it's free plus shipping. You're also going to receive a free ticket to our 3-day Pro Coach certification online, along with our online coaching facilities. Now, online coaching facilities, this is 25 hours of educational content that you're going to get along with your invitation for the upcoming 3-day Pro Coach certification, which, by the way, that is on August 12, 13, 14. So if you haven't blocked the dates, you will 100% want to block the dates for that, because there is a proper way to develop mastery. And so when you understand the principles, when you understand the frameworks, and you practice the process, and more importantly, you implement it responsibly, everything changes for you. And so right now, I'm going to give you permission. If you've been here and you've been waiting and waiting and waiting, you're like, should I buy the book now? Like, this is actually your time. You have my full permission to go to colorsofinfluence.com and you can purchase the book. You'll get the bonus ticket and you'll also get the online facilities. And you really should get your copy today, because you're building, like, Colors of Influence really is going to be the foundation for every serious coach in the future. Every serious coach, expert, leader, marketer. And like I mentioned, when you get there, don't be surprised. You're going to see that there are 2 inclusions. The first inclusion is the 3-day Pro Coach certification, because many of you are you're going to want to become a world-class coach. And so we're going to make sure that we do that with you. When you learn how to become a world-class coach, and during that time together, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to do a couple of things at the 3-day Pro Coach certification. We're going to make sure that you become a coach who leads with integrity. Integrity is really important. You're going to learn the Pro Coach Code, and you're going to follow a proven process that over 2,000 coaches are already implementing and using right now. You're going to earn the trust through consistent client results. And I think this is really important, not only for your clients, but also for yourself, because you've got to have a level of self-trust in what it is that you're doing. Together, we're going to build your coaching business on really strong foundations. It'll be the Pro Coach Code and Colors of Influence, and you're going to uphold the standard in every intervention, which means you can go in there with full confidence and deliver reliable, repeatable client outcomes. Which, that sounds pretty good, by the way. You guys would agree, like, to be like a highly competent, highly skilled, world-class coach. Like, let's be real. Everybody needs that, and everybody does need that. And so if you haven't already fallen off your chair, you're about to, because like I said, not only do you get the 3-day coaching certification, and we're going to add that in for free. There's no charge to you. You just come along and attend. We're also going to give you full access to our 25-hour educational library on all things good, great, amazing when it comes to coaching. Because probably right now you're just wondering, do I have enough skill to be able to go out there and sell a $3,000, a $5,000, a $20,000 coaching program? And if you're unsure on that, at the end of these 3 days, your certainty is going to be through the roof, because you're going to have Pro Coach Code in your back pocket. Which, by the way, how you feeling about this? I'm going to share a little bit more with you in a moment, but how are you feeling about this? Type in the chat screen for me. Is this what you needed? Love this. Love this. Yep, it's great. Cool. Loving this. It's great. Nice. Love it. Bought the book. Heck yeah. Love this. Fabulous. Really cool. Really cool. Now, as you go through the checkout page, you may want to consider just adding a couple of things to your cart. Okay, the first thing that you might want to consider adding to your cart is, I know for some of you, you're just not a reader, and so probably just having the audio version is going to be a great thing for you. We've got a wait list running, and so you can get yourself onto the wait list, and we're going to get you the audio book as soon as it's released. We'll get that to you. The second thing is, probably right now you might have a conflict about, well, what actually can I share from today's presentation, and like, how do I actually repeat everything that I've learned today so I can implement it fast? And you have my permission. You can share everything with Colors of Influence today. In fact, you can add a second book to your order, just $37. So if you're in a business relationship right now, you're in a romantic relationship right now, or maybe you've got some high-end clients and they just want the inside word, like, you can be that person for them, no worries. And then the final thing you might be asking yourself is, can AI support me with my client results? Yep, there's a lot of talk right now with AI, and yes, AI can help you with your client results. We have Pro Coach OS. It's a Pro Coach operating system. Inside is built the Pro Coach Code, and we have 9 reusable, repeatable prompts that you can use with your clients in real coaching sessions. The way that Pro Coach OS came into existence was, I took Noah to the doctors for an earache, an ear infection. And the doctor gave us their diagnosis and said, yep, it's not a ruptured eardrum. She just needs to maybe take 7 days out of the water. She put the transcript from our conversation into ChatGPT, legit. She had her computer there. She had a second laptop that had ChatGPT. and she changed her entire diagnosis of what it is that ChatGPT gave her, and she didn't even prompt it, which is scary. But you can use that same intelligence in your coaching business, and you should. You should. It's all there for you. So no guesswork, no guesswork. Now, I know some of you, you didn't come this far just to come this far. You didn't stay this long just to stay this long. I get it. Here we go. Oh, no, I've broken something. Here we go. You didn't come this far just because it was free or because it was inexpensive. Some of you came because you value quality, you value proven standards, and you just value doing things the right way. And if that's you, I want to speak to you right now, because also when you buy the book, you're going to have the opportunity to be a fly on the wall for a private one-on-one coaching session. This was a real coaching session that I did with a client, and I'm going to give you the full breakdown of colors of influence, what questions I asked, why I asked them. And so if you want to learn coaching from a world-class coach, but more importantly, not just like listen to a coaching session and say that was a great question, but understand why I was asking what I was asking, it's a 1 hour recording, and you're going to binge that on repeat like it's a video from the 90s and you've just got it from Blockbuster. You got it for a week. Let's go, baby. The final thing is probably you want to eliminate the guesswork. How do I know if I'm actually messaging to the right color? Well, inside chapter 4 in the book, I've got 5 phrases that land with every color. But I also put together 140 phrases. It's 20 phrases per color that you can use in your coaching, in your content, in your sales. You can do that right now, and it's just $97, all bundled together. So if I was to give it to you all in one neat package, it would look like this. You can add the audio book, you can add the bonus copy of the book that you want to share with family, friends, and clients, and also start using ProCoach OS immediately. It's just $37. It's bundled, so it's not $37 each, it's $37 total. And for those of you who really want to go that extra mile and make sure that you're doing it right, you also get the coaching recording along with the 140 phrase language bank, $97, which brings the grand total to not $1 trillion. This is not false value or false scarcity or inflated numbers. This is real. In fact, I've probably ripped myself off a little bit. Just $144, you can get it all. And so if you've heard enough, maybe you've fallen off your chair already, you can go ahead, you can scan this QR code, you can add this to your cart. I'm going to give you some time to do that now. Let's go. You guys love? Yeah, Marriott, I see you at the top, or you're on the top main screen for me at least. What differences did you notice? What differences did you notice? Could you type in the chat screen for me? What differences did you notice? So we've done one pitch in red, we've done one pitch in blue as well. Your tone, yeah, Nick, my tone does change because when I think about red energy, it gives me a different feeling. It's kind of like when you listen to music. When you listen to like some music, it makes you really upbeat. When you listen to other music, maybe it gets you really pumped up. When you listen to other music, maybe you want to celebrate or cry or whatever it is. But yeah, that's definitely a thing. Different values, yeah. Body language is softened, yeah. Tone, intensity, yeah, absolutely. Tone, intensity, yep, definitely in there. Did you notice the language changes? Did you notice the inclusions for ProCoach? They stayed the same, but what we did at ProCoach certification was going to change. One was all about, proving the doubters wrong, and the other one was about doing it right. And so I really want you to like let this land on the deepest levels for yourself. When you commit to a color, and I understand that commit's a strong word. I do. I'm not asking you to make any commitments today. Right now, I think it's an awareness piece and finding what really works best for you. When you make that decision and you go, okay, this is the color that I want to work with, think about how message aligned everything will be, from your content to your tiny challenge, to your core offer, to your premium offer, to the way that you show up, and to a greater extent to your personal brand. You're going to have everybody nodding their head being like, where's this person been my whole life? I love what they're all about. Speaking of which, Have you guys loved today? Has today been amazing? This is like the end of my presentation that I've got for you. Yeah, all right with everybody. If you really have loved today, I'd love to do a Facebook post about it. It'll be easy, but while I write it, if legit, I mean, where there's 220 people right here in the house right now. If you're one of the 6 people who haven't bought the book yet, I'm going to leave the QR code up. What are you doing? You haven't bought it. You've been here for the last hour and a half. Get a copy of the book. It's going to be a game changer for you. I see so many of you smiling right now. I'm going to put a post on Facebook. And if you could maybe just take like 15 to 30 seconds to just let people know that you were here and that you had a great time, I think that would be really cool. As we do, this is the QR code for those of you who have not done that. And I'm going to do that post that you can see right there in a moment on the screen. I have just attended Tony's Colors of Influence book launch, and it was. And it was. When we get there, it will look like, well, that's not the right button. Here we go. It'll look like this. It'll look like this. So it's like I just attended Tony's Colors of Influence book launch. And I'll put it on the same backing. Shock face. This is the drama you have when you're also the sound guy. Hang with me, hang with me. Here we go. And so that will be up in just a hot second. And if we could grab the link to that, that would be really awesome as well. Or yeah, you can just visit the page. So I've just attended Tony's Colors of Influence book launch, and it was. Type the chat stream for me. Valuable today. Have you loved it? Looks like we're probably going to get like a little bit of an early mark, which would be really cool. A reminder for everybody. Seppo's in the house. Great to see you here, Seppo. A reminder for everybody. If you've not yet sent me a DM, you can go to my personal page and you can send me a DM, which will be COI ebook. And I will get you the PDF version of Colors of Influence, so you can get stuck into it straight away. And also, like I said, my YouTube channel is never going to have 100 million subscribers or anything like that. But it is a channel for you. It is a channel for you. So if you haven't scanned the QR code here, or if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, I would highly recommend. There's loads of great Colors of Influence content there. There's more to come. Primarily, though, it is full of world-class coaching skills. Thank you, Beck Davey says, I love your YouTube channel. Absolutely fantastic. So with that said, this might be a beautiful time for me to raise the energy, maybe get Richmond onto the main stage, and I don't know, maybe this is time that we land this plane.
Okay, so first of all, let's take a group photo, like a screenshot or something. If you've got the book, awesome. I know most of you don't have the book, but oh my, we're in Tony's inner circle. Oh wait, some of you guys already got the book. How did you? Oh, I thought I was special. I guess I'm not that special. Okay. If you got the book, hold it out and let's get a screenshot and let's get TK and let's get this gallery view. And when we do this screenshot, it's like, who's gonna do the screenshot? I don't know. Can someone do a screenshot team? Can we get crew? Let's hold the book up.
Let's do it. For everybody else, like lean in, like get close to the camera. It'd be awesome. Let's go. Oh, the best. Surely we've got it. Surely we've got it.
Surely we got it. And if you could post this on your stories, if you could post it on your page, if you just post it, let people know where you are. And more importantly, spread the message, because this book is going to allow you to crush it in your business, but more importantly, become more successful in your coaching and then achieve the goals that you want to achieve in your life so you can impact more people. And even though we talked a lot about business, But I can say firsthand that this has allowed me to become a better parent and a better husband by understanding my children's journey and my wife's journey. And if not for business, for the people that you love, that is the intangible, but in my opinion, probably the most important. And so then you'll understand everything. Now, before we wrap up, how many of you, first of all, how many people got the book? Show of hands, you got the book. Yeah, very, very cool. Type in the chat room, what's been your most important key takeaway? What's been the thing that you love the most out of today? And as you're writing that, I want to give it up for TK one more time. Super proud of you. I know you put so much effort, sweat, tears. I know what it's like to write a book. It's like, when is the book actually going to be good enough to release? All those stories. How much iterations do I do? Oh my gosh. And then you go on this other tangent and you're like, but for you to release this, I've said it for such a long time. And I'm so glad that this is out there now. It's not a secret anymore. And it's really going to change some lives, because I said from the first time I jumped into NLP, which is now Pro Coach, and then I saw you teach it and then Masters, I was like, and you sent me the Masters training. I had never, I knew the concept and I learned it from other trainers, but I never learned it the way you taught it. And when you taught it, it landed for me. And now it's in a book. It's in a book, everyone. It's in a book, and it's going to be in an audio book as well, which is the thing I'm going to be looking forward to the most, because I'm one of those guys that actually English is not my greatest suit. So trying to get me to read a page takes me about 7 minutes a page. That's legit. So I'm a very slow reader. But super proud of you, TK. Really, really, really grateful to be alongside you on this journey and to see you put this to fruition, and just so grateful to be in your world and to be your friend and to be your business partner and to be building this together with you. So everybody here, please give it up for TK one more time. Well, there you have it. I trust that was super valuable for you and eye-opening. So now that you see the colors, you cannot unsee it. I wonder which color you were sitting predominantly in. Probably a mix of all of them, but there was one of them which was most influential to you. Now, if you're still getting low engagement on content, I have other frameworks called the GRAB framework. So I've got an 8-hour-long training video on my channel right now, which goes through the GRAB framework on how to accelerate and get more engagement on your content. So check that training out, because that, coupled with colors influence, with the ultimate 1-2 punch for you to get leads online organically without having to change anything else at all except how you message and package your content. So check out that training on my channel right now.